Welcome to the deep dive. We sort through the sources you share, pull out the key bits, and connect the dots for you. Today, we're diving into something really quite personal, a case study from a listener. It's a story about family, unexpected struggles, and some, well, pretty deep questions about fate and our past actions. So our goal here is to carefully go through this material, look at the ideas around karma, human resilience, and how things like compassion and spiritual practice can play a role, especially when things get tough. We're exploring this through the specific lens presented in the sources. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, it's definitely a sensitive story, but looking at it through this framework of, karmic principles, it can offer some really valuable insights. It pushes us to look beyond just what's happening on the surface.
Okay.
What's fascinating here is how these sources connect seemingly separate events.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. The story starts in Thailand, Roy Et province. There's a farmer, a mother of four. Her eldest daughter does what many do, moves to Bangkok, looking for better opportunities. And there, she meets and marries a Canadian man. Eventually, they move to Korea for work.
Mm-hmm.
So their first child, a little girl, is born back in Thailand. And apparently she was beautiful, radiant skin, seemed perfectly healthy.
Right. Nothing seemed wrong initially.
Exactly. And the grandmother, our listener, steps in as the main caregiver while the mother goes back to Korea. But then when the baby is about, 3 or 4 months old, the grandmother starts noticing things. Little things, but worrying.
Yeah, like the baby wasn't making eye contact.
Right, no eye contact. Her arms and legs seemed weak. And when they played with her, her responses were slow, not quite normal.
That must have been such a worrying time, going from hospital to hospital, trying to figure out what was wrong.
Definitely. They eventually got a diagnosis at Ramathi Bodhi Hospital in Bangkok.
Brain atrophy, wasn't it? Some of them for. Essentially, the brain isn't developing as it should, losing cells.
Yeah. And now the child is 6. She can open her eyes, she can sit up, and it seems like she understands things.
But she can't walk, can't talk back. A really profound developmental challenge.
Just imagine hearing that diagnosis for your first child, especially one who seemed so perfect at birth. It's, truly heart-wrenching. And sadly, the story doesn't get easier there. The mother was, understandably, just devastated.
Mm-hmm. So sad about the first child.
And she decided, maybe hoping for a fresh start, some new hope, to have a second child. Another girl, also born in Thailand.
And
Then the same news. The second child also diagnosed with the exact same condition, brain atrophy.
wow. A double blow.
Yeah,
That's almost unthinkable.
it really is.
And the husband's reaction. The Canadian father?
Oh, well, according to the sources, it was harsh.
Harsh is putting it mildly, it sounds like. He divorced her.
Yeah, divorced her without a trace of affection, is how the source puts it. Blamed her for the children's condition.
Blamed her. And then just left. No financial support.
None at all. Despite being their biological father, just abandoned them.
Incredible. If we connect this to the bigger picture, that abandonment must have been crushing for the daughter.
Totally. And it forced her hand, really. She ended up moving to Switzerland for work.
To send money back, right? For her mother to handle debts and care for the 2 girls.
Yeah.
Talk about resilience, though, on her part.
Absolutely. But it really makes you ask, what on earth could cause such a chain reaction? 2 children, same rare condition, the father's complete abandonment.
It feels like more than just bad luck, doesn't it?
It does. And this is where the sources bring in the concept of karma as a way to understand these kinds of events.
Exactly. So looking at the parents' karma first, the sources suggest that in the past life, this daughter and son-in-law were also married,
Okay, so a connection from before.
right? And together they ran a business. And part of that business was selling alcohol.
Selling alcohol. And that's the key here.
That's presented as the key karmic factor, yes. Selling intoxicating substances. The idea is that actions diminishing others' clarity or well-being can affect your own or your descendants' well-being, particularly mental or physical capabilities.
Yeah.
So this specific karma is seen as attracting children who themselves had residual karma related to alcohol.
Wow. So it's like attracts like in a karmic sense.
In this interpretation, yes, it created the conditions for these specific souls to be born to them.
And what about, if they were to remarry, does this risk continue?
Well, according to the sources, if their future partners also had similar past karma from selling alcohol, the risk would remain high.
Okay.
But even if their partners didn't have that specific karma, the parents' own residual karma still carries a risk, though perhaps lower. It's about these underlying conditions, you see.
Right. It's complex. So let's turn to the children themselves. Their specific condition, brain atrophy, what past karma is linked to that?
The sources point to 2 main things for the children. First, residual karma from what's described as promiscuity or causing relationship problems in a past life, gamjiao.
Okay.
And second, combined with that, residual karma from drinking alcohol in a past life.
So the drinking karma manifests as the brain issue.
That's the connection made, yes. The combination led to them being born female in this life with this specific condition. And they're sisters because they shared that similar alcohol-related karma.
It's intricate. And the father abandoning them, how does that fit in karmically?
It links back to the parents' past actions again. Remember the alcohol selling?
Yeah.
The sources say that action caused problems in other families, arguments, breakups, discord among those who bought the alcohol.
I see.
So the consequence manifesting now is their own children experiencing family discord and abandonment by their father, a reflection of the past cause.
It's like a mirror effect almost. What about the father, the son-in-law? Does he face consequences for just leaving?
Oh, absolutely. The sources are clear. Failing to take responsibility for his children will bring negative karmic results for him down the line.
Will he ever come back?
It's seen as unlikely, unless the daughters themselves build up a lot of good karma, specifically dana parami, merit from giving and charity.
How could they do that in their condition?
Through the grandmother's help, like having them symbolically participate in making offerings, that accumulates merit, which could potentially shift things.
Okay. And the daughter, the mother, her limited education, ending up working abroad alone.
Her education level is linked to a past lack of wisdom accumulation, prajna parami,
Right.
meaning maybe not seeking out wise teachers or supporting learning for others in the past.
Right.
And her abandonment, again, ties back to that shared karma with her husband from the alcohol business. It's all interwoven.
And the prognosis for the children. Is there hope for a cure in this life?
According to these sources, a full cure in this lifetime is unlikely. The residual karma is expected to carry forward unless...
Unless they accumulate huge amounts of merit boon now.
Exactly. Which really highlights how important present actions are, even in the face of past karma.
It really does. It's a lot to take in. Okay, so let's shift to the grandparents. Our listener and her husband, they're the ones carrying the day-to-day burden. Why them?
Well, it turns out they also have residual karma from selling alcohol in a past life.
Ah, so it runs in the family history, karmically speaking.
Yes, and more than that. In that past life, they actually supported their daughter in that alcohol business.
Wow, so they were involved too.
Directly involved. And that past support links them karmically to the children's condition now and explains why they're the ones providing the care. Shared actions, shared consequences, shared responsibilities.
But amidst all this difficulty, there was something positive, wasn't there? The family's finances improved.
Yes, unexpectedly.
And the grandmother had that dream about the king, saying the grandkids would bring good fortune.
That's right. And the sources confirm this wasn't just a coincidence. Both the dream and the financial upturn are attributed directly to the grandchildren's past life merit.
Their merit? From what?
From making donations in a past life. That positive karma is ripening now, providing this tangible support and even manifesting as that encouraging dream. It's a counterbalance to the difficulties.
That's quite something. And what about the kindness they receive? People helping them, the court being compassionate?
That's also linked to their past merit. Specifically, the merit of supporting relatives, songkro yart.
Okay.
Because they helped family in the past, they now receive help and compassion from others in this life, despite their challenges. It shows how past goodness creates present support.
Now, here's a part I found really fascinating. The grandmother noticed the children get really calm, they fall asleep easily when she watches DMC, the Dharma channel, or when she meditates.
Yes, they apparently wait until she finishes her practice before they settle down.
What's going on there? It seems almost mystical.
It's explained as a deep subconscious connection to Buddhism, something rooted in past lives as well as this one.
So even though their brains are affected...
Exactly. Even with the brain atrophy, which is linked to the alcohol karma, a deeper part of them, their heart or consciousness, is drawn to the Dharma. It feels familiar and comforting.
Like a soothing energy.
Precisely. The sources describe it as a cool current of Dharma coming from the broadcast or the meditation. It brings them peace.
And she tested it, right, when she didn't meditate?
Yes. The children apparently cried until 2 a.m. It shows how much they rely on that peaceful energy.
Wow.
There's an analogy used sometimes, like bats in a cave listening to monks chant. The bats don't understand the words.
But they benefit from the positive vibrations.
Exactly. They absorb the peaceful energy. It's similar for these children. They find solace in the Dharma, which, in a practical sense, makes them easy to raise, as someone apparently told the mother.
Hmm.
Their spiritual connection eases the caregiving.
That's incredible. And this whole story centered around the impact of alcohol karma on this one family. It really makes you think about the bigger picture, doesn't it? Societal issues.
It really does. And the sources actually touch on that directly. There was a big public debate in Thailand about listing alcohol companies on the stock market.
Oh, right. I remember reading about that.
And the public reaction was overwhelmingly negative. We're talking like 95% opposition overall in surveys. Educational groups, Buddhist groups, Islamic groups, huge majorities against it.
Even in the provinces, right? There's strong feeling everywhere.
Yes, places like Kamphaeng Phet and Tak had significant public responses, though sometimes local officials were apparently hesitant about formally receiving the petitions. It shows how deep the concern ran.
And there were worries about young people drinking more.
Definitely. The sources cited figures showing an increase in drinking among 15 to 24-year-olds between 2001 and 2004.
So what happened with the stock market proposal?
The SEC, the Stock Market Commission, decided to postpone considering it indefinitely, which was seen by many as a positive outcome for public health and well-being. The sources emphasize that monks, being close to Buddhist teachings, really understand the dangers of alcohol, tobacco, drugs, not just in this life, but karmically, for future lives too.
And it's not about, winning or losing an argument. It's about what's genuinely good for society.
Exactly. And just a quick note on that word, jatang, the tang, mentioned in the sources, it's sometimes misunderstood. It actually means to organize and elevate something, make it better, not a negative term in itself.
Good clarification.
But the whole debate really mirrors the personal suffering in the case study, doesn't it? It highlights how actions around substances like alcohol have ripple effects, individually and collectively.
It really brings it home. So let's go back to the grandmother, our listener. Her biggest fear is understandable. What happens to the girls if she's not around anymore?
That's a heavy worry. But the sources offer some reassurance here. Remember that merit the girls have from supporting relatives in the past.
Yes.
That karma means others will step in to care for them. Help will arrive when needed.
Okay, that's comforting.
So the advice is really for the grandmother, to keep guiding them, encouraging them to make all kinds of merit, now keeping precepts if possible, meditation, through listening perhaps. That merit is like their future protection.
Building up their spiritual bank account, so to speak?
You could put it that way, yes.
Yeah.
Investing in their well-being now and for the future.
Did the family, grandparents, daughter, son-in-law have any past connection to spiritual practice before finding DMC?
Yes, apparently they did. The sources describe them as having created merit together in the past with a spiritual group, kind of like a supply corps gong sabieng, building up provisions for their spiritual journey.
Okay.
But they weren't consistent. They apparently made merit according to their mood, sort of on and off.
Ah. And that inconsistency had consequences.
It seems so. It led to them separating from that group and contributed to their financial struggles early on in this life.
But their past merit wasn't totally lost.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
In fact, it's that old, albeit inconsistent merit that apparently led them to coincidentally find DMC this time around. It brought them back into the fold, so to speak.
That's fascinating, like an echo from the past leading them back.
Exactly. And it really underscores the message. Consistent, wholehearted merit-making now is the key for prosperity in future lives and for staying connected to the path, to the Dharma. It's about steady effort.
This has been such a deep exploration, really peeling back the layers on how past actions, especially around alcohol, according to these sources, can echo into the present, but also seeing that incredible human resilience and the comfort that spiritual practice, that Dharma can bring, even in the face of really profound challenges. It shows there's always a potential for peace, even amidst suffering.
Absolutely. The whole narrative, as presented here, really paints a picture of this constant dance between good and bad karma, cause and effect, and the undeniable truth that every single action plants a seed. What we do now, the merit we make, the wisdom we try to cultivate, those are our tools for navigating everything life throws at us, maybe even softening blows from the past. Which really leaves you with a question, doesn't it?
What's that?
What might you reflect on in your own life, hearing this story? What seeds are you choosing to plant today?
A powerful thought to end on. Thank you, listener, for sharing such a personal story with us, allowing for this deep dive. And thank you all for joining us. We hope you'll carry these insights with you. Until next time.